Isack Hadjar has had a great debut season in Formula One, and it looks set to earn him a promotion to the number 2 Red Bull seat. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing. And the good news for Isack Hadjar is come 2026, he might be in the second Red Bull. However, is that actually good news based on what we've seen over the last, 4 or 5 seasons? Pretty much ever since Ricciardo left Red Bull, although I do take issue with that, and I will explain in a minute why, but we can all agree that the second Red Bull seat has been a problem for a long time. Now, I'm sure Isack Hadjar, he would take the opportunity, of course he would. I can't imagine he would refuse that chance, just like Liam Lawson didn't refuse it, just like Pierre Gasly didn't refuse it, just like Tsunoda didn't refuse it, just like Albon didn't refuse it. All these guys have stepped up and they've taken that Red Bull seat, and one after another, they all seem to fail. But according to reports from German F1 site Otto Motorsport, they believe that Red Bull are thinking about making the switch and will reward Isack Hadjar due to his performances this season with the secondary Red Bull seat, and it is being described as an open secret that Isack Hadjar will be Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull next season. Now, does he deserve to be Verstappen's teammate next season? Honestly, I would say based on performances, absolutely. He's currently sitting 9th in the Drivers' Championship. He's got 38 points. He's had a great season so far. Picked up that podium in Holland. He did have a stint there of 5 races from Canada to Hungary where he didn't score. But still, 38 points in the RB. It's really good. His teammate Liam Lawson's on 20 points, so almost double the amount of points that Liam Lawson has got. And yeah, I just think Isack Hadjar, he's been very impressive, and I don't think you can complain really if he does get promoted. And as impressive as Isack Hadjar has been, Tsunoda has been massively disappointing. Tsunoda currently is 19th in the standings, but the only 2 drivers behind him are Colapinto and Jack Doohan. Both of those drivers have not had a full season, and B, both of those drivers are in the second Alpine seat, which seems to be cursed because none of them picked up a single point. Jack Doohan had 6 races, no points, and since then we've had Franco Colapinto with 10 races, and he's not picked up a point either. So that Alpine car really doesn't look to be good. But Tsunoda, out of all the drivers that have raced every race and have been in the seat for all races so far, he's last. He's 19th with 12 points. He's only scored points in 4 races, and he had a 7-race period where he didn't even get a single point. And then you compare that to his teammate Max Verstappen, who's on 230 points, and at the moment sitting pretty comfortably in 3rd place in the driver's standings. And potentially, if he can pick up towards the end of the season, maybe still has an outside shot at retaining his title. So yeah, it's just it's embarrassing. I think Tsunoda's been really poor, and if Isack Hadjar gets into the seat, then for me, yeah, I don't think he'd have any complaints. He's currently got 38 points to Tsunoda's 12. That's insane. He's got more than triple the amount of points as Tsunoda. And back to the Red Bull second seat, I don't think it's all been cursed. People will say that the Red Bull second seat hasn't been great since Ricciardo, but honestly, Max Verstappen was beginning to outperform Ricciardo big time, and I think if Ricciardo stayed at Red Bull, we would have probably seen the gaps that we've seen between Max and his other teammates. So I think the only reason people remember Ricciardo and Verstappen as like a competitive rivalry, and it was competitive, but I think Ricciardo got out at the right time. I think if Ricciardo stayed for another year, or another 2 years, I think we would have seen the gap between both drivers grow big time. And also Perez, I've got to give Perez a bit of credit, because for his first 2 seasons at Red Bull, he did reasonably okay. First season, he played a big part in helping Max win the title. Second season, after 4 races, both Red Bull drivers had shared 2 wins each. So, I mean, at one point, Max Perez was looking like a good number 2 driver, but yeah, towards like the the second half of the 2013, was it 2013 season or 2022 season? He just fell away, and then the season after that, he was abysmal. His last 2 seasons in Red Bull, Perez really was poor, and yeah, he lived up to that number 2 seat. But anyway, guys, that's it. Isack Hadjar, at the moment, I would put him in. I would. I think he deserves it. And there's also calls for I think is he Swedish, 18-year-old Swedish driver Lindblad to come in at one of the RBs. So if Isack Hadjar does replace Shinoda, there might not be room for Shinoda at the Racing Bulls. Of course, they could get rid of Liam Lawson and maybe have Arvid Lindblad and Shinoda. But yeah, looks like Lindblad could be taking one of the seats at Racing Bulls, and that only leaves one spot available for Shinoda or Lawson. So we'll have to wait and see who it's going to be. Anyway, guys, that's it for Fog Racing. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Let us know down below if you think Hadjar should be in that secondary Red Bull seat. I think he's earned it, and time will tell whether he gets it or not. Till next time, peace.